continue our discussion on power amplifiers. Just to remind you few points in power amplifiers, because almost the whole region, active region, is used because of large current and voltage swings. So, non-linearities are required and are there, are present, and because of these non-linearities, the analysis which we did in the small signal case based on some fixed parameters like current gain beta and so on, that does not prove to be accurate. So, graphical analysis is done, and for the graphical analysis, as we were discussing, that a load line is very useful, and AC and DC load lines are different because the impedance seen by the collector is different in the two cases. And when we were discussing the AC load line, then the components of AC load line, these were IC saturation is ICQ plus VCEQ by RC plus RE, and VCE cutoff is VCEQ plus ICQ RC plus RE. These two expressions we got, and they represent the two points of extreme points of the load line. This is the saturation point, this is the cutoff point, and these two expressions were obtained. Now, with this, what we have said is this: this is IC and this is VCE, and this is the Q point, then this is how, this is the operating point value ICQ, and this voltage here, this is VCEQ, and this current will vary across this operating point from this region to this region. Similarly, the voltage will vary from this region to this region. So, this is from center to the peak is VCEQ, and this point is VCC, which is equal to, actually, because for the central point V twice of VCEQ, this point. This is minimum voltage, this is maximum voltage. Similarly here, this is the minimum current IC maximum and IC minimum, and the minimum and maximum voltages are here. This is minimum voltage, this is maximum voltage. I can write here VCE minimum, and this point is ICE maximum. And this we are going to use this concept of AC load line, we are going to use for the analysis. So now actually we start the analysis of class A power amplifier, and for that we find out what is the maximum output power, output AC power. We are concerned with AC power and efficiency of class A amplifier. To carry on the analysis, we do some simplifications, and these simplifications are that IC minimum, this 0 starts from here and this is slightly actually more than 0. So, we take it as 0, IC minimum we take as 0. So, the first simplification or approximation is that IC minimum we take at 0, and this maximum current we take slightly above this point, which is actually the twice of ICQ point, just IC set we take. So, IC minimum we take as 0 and IC max, these points will become again clear, and the approximation which they will be bringing to the analysis is just few percent, which is tolerable in all electronic circuits. And this IC max is taken as 2 ICQ, and so actually this we are taking as IC set. And similarly minimum voltage, this voltage is VCE minimum, we are taking it at 0, and look here, this was the maximum voltage which we are taking at this point. So, this approximation brings VCE minimum as 0 and VCE maximum as 2 VCEQ. These simplifications, approximations, they are just very near to the real situation, and the analysis because of these simplifications becomes very simple. This we will see that the analysis becomes very simple. So, what actually with these simplifications mean that the whole region of the output characteristics we have slightly extended little towards the cutoff, that also we have included in the active region, and the portion, a small portion in the saturation region, that is also now becomes the part of the active region. So, the active region has been slightly extended because of these approximations, and what we get is this here, and this is VCE, and this is IC. This is the saturation point, this is the cutoff point, and this is the Q point, and for the optimum use, maximum power delivery to the load, we will have to use this whole region extending from 0 to this point, which is VCC, and since this is VCEQ, so this is double of that because it is in the center. Similarly, this is ICQ, so this point is 0, this is in the center, so hence this becomes twice ICQ. And now here this and similarly here this will be the current IC. Now this is the peak value of the voltage Vp, this is Vp, and this is equal to VCEQ. Similarly here same, and here this is the peak value of current, peak value of peak current, peak value or peak value peak current is this. Now once we know these peak values, this is the AC current in the output circuit, this is the voltage, AC voltage, then the output AC power, because our objective was what was the maximum output power in class A amplifier and what is the efficiency, conversion efficiency of class A amplifier. So the output AC power, this is we write as PO, O for output power. So PO is RMS voltage into RMS current, product of RMS voltage to RMS current. Now from this figure we see that the peak current IP, this is IP, peak current, IP, this is equal to ICQ, because this is ICQ. And the peak voltage from here peak voltage Vp as here VCEQ. Therefore, these are the peak values, RMS values we can write, and we can write the expression for the output current, power. The output power PO therefore is VCEQ by root 2 into ICQ by root 2. Therefore, in class A operation, the maximum power is half of the product of VCEQ ICQ by 2. This is the maximum power. So, that will depend on what is the current here, what is the voltage here, and depending on how much power you want, we will have to use a transistor of that power. For example, if this current here is 2 milliamperes and this is 5 volts, then 5 into 2 amperes, 10 watts is this product divided by 2. So, the maximum output power will be 5 watts. So, this expression we have to keep in mind, and remember that this we have derived for the central Q, and when the whole region of the active characteristics, active region of the characteristics is being used. So, this is the maximum power, maximum output power for optimum design, amplifier design. That means central Q and swing is in the whole region. Now, what is the conversion efficiency? The next thing we are going to have is the conversion efficiency. Conversion efficiency, and as I said in the beginning, by conversion efficiency we mean what fraction of DC power which we are supplying to the circuit is available as AC. So, because after all, from where the AC power will come, as for example we saw the 5 watts AC power, but from where will it come? It comes from the DC power. So, eta, normally efficiency is written in eta and it is expressed in percent. So, this is average AC power delivered to the load and this is the average DC power drawn by the circuit. As a convention in this DC power, we consider only the power which is taken at the collector circuit. So, this power only taken at collector. That means we ignore the small power which is taken by bias resistors. We ignore power consumption by biasing resistors. Always when we take the conversion efficiency, then we talk average AC power delivered to the load by average DC power taken by the collector circuit. So this we will calculate, and calculation is very simple, that the DC source, voltage source, here this is VCC, which is of course equal to 2 VCQ. So DC power delivered to the circuit is, the voltage is VCC, and the current drawn is ICQ. That is the current in the absence of the signal. It draws the current ICQ, and the voltage which we are applying is VCC, and this becomes PDC is equal to 2 VCEQ into ICQ. This is because VCC is equal to 2 VCEQ. So this is the DC current, and this is the AC current, AC power, DC power. The ratio of the two is VCEQ ICQ by 2, and then divide by this. So 1 by 2 VCEQ and into ICQ, and when we are interested, as I said, normally they are expressed in percent multiplied by 100. So this cancels, and this is 100 by 4, so 25%. Conversion efficiency in class A operation, RC coupled. The circuit which we took in the beginning, that's a RC coupled circuit, and for the RC coupled class A amplifier, efficiency is 25%. That means for getting 10 watts of power in class A operation, we will have to supply 40 watts of DC power. So this is the efficiency, and mind it, this is the best possible and for the optimum design. By optimum design, again I repeat that we have taken the operating point at the center of the load line, and the whole region of the active region is being utilized. Now in fact we can find out the condition whether the design of the circuit is really optimum or not. For that there is a very simple test, that for the optimum result, as we are seeing that IC set, this is equal to 2 ICQ. This point IC set is 2 ICQ. Now in the equation which we derived here in the beginning, that IC set is equal to this. So now if we put this as 2 ICQ, we get a condition, and that condition is, we remember IC set is 2 ICQ. So IC set equal to 2 ICQ, which is equal to ICQ plus VCEQ by RC plus RE. And from here we get the simple relation that RC plus RE should be equal to VCEQ by ICQ. This is, if this condition is met. What does this condition say? This condition says that the effective AC impedance seen by the collector plus the effective impedance seen by the emitter, if we sum up the two, this should come equal to the ratio of the voltage VCEQ at the Q point and the current ICQ. If this condition is satisfied, then we can directly use these expressions, and the efficiency we will find maximum is 25%. Or if you are given just any circuit, you find out what is VCEQ and ICQ and use those exact values in the expression, then we will get the efficiency for that circuit. So, this is about the RC coupled class A amplifier, power amplifier. And just to remind you, RC coupled, this is R and this was load, this is RC plus VCC. So, RC coupling very widely used, but for that the efficiency is 25%. But then the question comes, can we increase this efficiency? For RC coupled, maximum theoretical efficiency is 25%. If we replace RC coupling by, instead of RC coupled load, if we take a transformer coupled load, then the efficiency can be increased to 50%. You realize one point, that even in the absence of the AC signal, because the quotient current, the operating point current, it is ICQ, and the product is with the voltage which will be existing, this current, this much power, even in the absence of the AC signal, continues to be consumed by the circuit, and this is actually, this can be saved. If this resistance is replaced by the primary of a transformer, then this much power, which is half of the DC power, you remember DC power above we have seen is twice of this only. So, half power we are wasting in this RC, and this can be saved. But then we move to transformer coupled class A amplifier. Now, here that this is the simple design, this is the primary of the transformer and this is the load RL. There we were using the capacitor coupled load, and this capacitor and this load can be coupled through the transformer also, where this is the number of primary turns and this is NS secondary turns, and the effective load RL prime, reflected load, will be NP by NS, where NP is the number of turns in the primary, NS the number of turns in the secondary, this is square into RL. This will be the effective load. The DC resistance of the primary is almost 0. So, the DC load line will be vertical. See here, these are the characteristics. So this is here, this is the Q point and this is DC load line, because resistance, DC resistance is almost 0, and you remember that the slope is minus 1 by R, L or RC, whatever it is. Now this is close to 0, so slope is infinity, that means it is vertical, and of course this is IC, this is VCE, and this is the AC load line where this is twice ICQ and this is twice of. Now we can use directly VCC as Q point. So this will be twice VCC, and this will go like that. Across this point there will be this kind of variation, and this is VCC. In this case VCC is VCEQ, and the AC power, as we have done above, this was VCEQ ICQ by 2, and because these are equal, so this can be written as VCC into ICQ by 2, and ICQ is equal to VCC by the effective load, which I wrote RL prime, and DC power, this is, so the AC power becomes, we substitute for IC, PO maximum is VCC into ICQ, and for ICQ we write VCC by RL prime and 2, this 2. So this is the, for the transformer coupled class A amplifier, this is the maximum output power, and DC power is VCEQ by IC into ICQ. But as I said, VCEQ, now we have taken earlier, in the earlier case half of the power was being taken by the coil, by the resistance RC, but now that resistance has been replaced with almost 0 resistance of the primary of the transformer, hence we are saving that much consumption. So this is equal to PDC is VCC into ICQ, and ICQ we replace by the expression VCC by RL prime. So this is equal to VCC square RL prime. This is DC power, AC power, the ratio is P0 PDC into 100, and this is VCC square RL prime by VCC square into 100. So this is, eta comes out to be 50%. For transformer coupled class A amplifier, efficiency will be close to 50. In practice 45%, 48% will be there, and this transformer also saves the capacitor effect. That means this will not permit DC to be coupled to the load as this capacitor does. Through this capacitor DC cannot pass, so in the load only the AC operates. Same is true here, because through transformer, through this transformer, the DC will be checked. Plus this relation effective load this also has a advantage, because by adjusting this ratio we can get the matched load for maximum transfer to the load. So, these are the advantages, but still the use of transformer coupled class A amplifier is limited, restricted, because the transformer is bulky and frequency response, if it has to be good, then these transformers are expensive. Now, the last thing about what is the requirement, how much power the transistor has to dissipate, because in power amplifiers, if your transistor is capable of dissipating 5 watts, then obviously you can't get power 10 watts from these transistors. That high current will burn the transistors. So, this is power dissipation by the device, the transistor. And this is written as PD, dissipation max. Now, in the operation we have seen that actually AC currents and voltages, they will vary. The currents will vary from 0 to 2 CQ, similarly the voltage will vary. Therefore, the dissipation will keep on varying. The dissipation will be highest here and least here. But it can be shown that maximum dissipation occurs in the absence of the signal, that means at the Q point. So, the PD max is actually the PD at Q point, and which is equal to VCEQ into ICQ. You remember that PO max was half of it. So, VCEQ ICQ by 2. So, there from these two equations we can write that PD max is equal to twice PO. Very important relation for class A operation. And it says that if output power is say 10 watts, then 10 into 2, that means 20 watts. The device should be capable of dissipating 20 watts. That means double of what you are getting as at the output. This is another thing which is not very favorable in the case of class A operation. For 50 watts of output power, we require transistors which can dissipate 100 watts. So, but that is a big power, and the cost of that transistor will be much higher. So, this is all about class A operation. Just in summary, for RC coupled load, the efficiency of class A operation is 25%, and but out of all the class A, class B and class C amplifiers, class A gives the most distortion free output. So, that is the point, and the efficiency of course can be increased in transformer coupled amplifier, and maximum power to be dissipated by the device is twice that of the output power available. Now, that finishes our class A operation. We now go for class B. Class B amplifiers, and the particular amplifier which is actually most widely used, that is the one which is used, that is class B push pull amplifier. push-pull amplifier. We said that in class B operation the operating point is chosen at cutoff point, that means here. This is the AC load line, this is the saturation point, and this is the cutoff point. This is IC, this is VCE, and this is cutoff point, and this is also Q point, the Q point. And see what will happen. That means that current is 0, current is 0 at operating point, current is 0 at operating point. Now, how we get this? This means that the emitter junctions initially will have no biasing voltage, so they will be off. But emitter junction, emitter base junction gets forward bias from the input signal here. When we apply the input, I will show you, this will become clear when we take the actual circuit, but you just understand that the emitter base junction will get forward bias by, for example, by the part of the input signal, and then it will move to the active region and conduction will occur. So, let us see this way actually. This is the circuit. This part will go towards the cutoff, it will not appear. Only these portions will appear in the current. This is current and this will appear like this. These halves will forward bias, the input signal is here, and depending on the device, either this will forward bias the emitter base junction or this, we will see soon. So, these portions will appear in the output current, while they will be absent, like here it is absent, blank, only the output will contain pulses like that. They are not useful, as I said in the beginning. So, we use two transistors. These are complementary transistors. One is NPN transistor, here NPN. So, NPN, and the other is PNP. PNP transistor, and that is this. This is P, this is P, this is N. So, they are connected, what is called push-pull amplifier, push-pull connection, a very special connection, push-pull class B amplifier, and this is this, a simplified form. Actual forms we will draw little later. but to understand the principle, these are the two transistors. This is NPN and this is PNP. This is PNP. And their emitters are connected together, and to the common emitter the load is connected. So, this is actually the connection of the transistors are being used because we are taking output from the load connected to the emitter. So, it is emitter follower, emitter follower circuit, which is most widely used. This can be constructed with the common emitter configuration also, but most common is this. Now, you will understand what I said. NPN transistor, now input signal is this. This is Vi and this is 0 volt and this is time. NPN needs, the base needs positive pulse, positive voltage for forward bias. So, this portion will forward bias the NPN junction, at the same time reverse bias the emitter of the PNP transistor. Hence, PNP will be non-conducting for this part and the upper transistor, the NPN transistor will conduct. Therefore, we will get at the output, this is V out and this is time, amplified output we will get because of NPN. In the same way, this negative pulse will forward bias the emitter junction of PNP. So, and this will conduct and this voltage will reverse bias NPN, this will not conduct. So, the other halves will appear because of PNP. This portion from NPN, similarly this will continue and the lower portions will be coming from PNP. This is push-pull action and we get a complete waveform from the sinusoidal input waveform, and the two transistors have to be used in the push-pull connection. This is push-pull action. I briefly repeat that we take the operating point at cutoff, and if we use just one transistor, then the portion of the input signal will forward bias the emitter and only that part will appear, not the other. So, that will not be of much use as in this case. So, we make use of the circuit in a different form. We modify the circuit, use push-pull connection and make use of two transistors, and they give this complete output, because the upper half will forward bias NPN transistor and lower half will forward bias the PNP transistor, and hence complete waveforms we will get. We are continuing with the analysis of this, but before that we should see that in class B operation signal distortion occurs actually, and there are two types of signal distortion. Signal distortion in class B operation, in class B amplifier. there are two types of distortions which occur, and this is two types. One is nonlinear distortion, which is also called the harmonic distortion, harmonic. In which the frequencies in the output will be multiples. Other components of frequency will also be there. For example, if omega t is the input frequency omega, then 2 omega, 3 omega, 4 omega, these are the harmonics which may also appear in the output, and the reason for this distortion is the non-linearity. And we will see that in a well symmetrical design, two halves of the push-pull amplifier, when they are made symmetric, then actually this is largely taken care of, And the other kind of distortion is called crossover distortion. This occurs for a different region, and this will amount for a distortion which can be corrected by moving the operating point not exactly at the cutoff, but slightly above, and this is called trickle current. We will see this and how it is provided, and then this distortion can be taken care of. But once we move the operating point from the center slightly above in the active region, then it is not a pure B operation. In that case, it will be called a B operation. Because this crossover distortion is important, and we can get rid of by choosing slightly different operating point. So, almost all class B amplifiers, push-pull amplifiers, are actually, they are operated AB amplifiers, and this will be seen. Now, the distortions can be tackled, and we will finally see that the outputs are largely free from all kinds of distortions, and we will continue the analysis. The efficiency of class B amplifier is very high, it is more than 75%. Practical efficiencies also may touch 70% or so, which is much higher.